everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hassle. And today, I'm here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and I am the co-owner of Biz Chicks. But we always have wonderful guests, and today our guest is Coach Caren Fern, who's going to talk to us about our money. This is our money mindset, Coach, because it all starts up here, right?
Up there, yes.
Decisions that we make. So let's get our heads on straight with some help from Coach Caren. Coach, what you got for us today?
Today's part 3, guys. We're on a series roll. We're talking about money management. We did 101. We did the next step. Now we're talking about the growth. We're on the growth journey now, and we still talk about money management. And this is so exciting. I hope you guys are enjoying it as I'm enjoying bringing it to you guys, because I want to manage your money well. How we do one thing, we do everything. I want you to manage yourself well so that when you get into the business arena, or if you're there already, you're doing great things with your money. And you manage it well so you feel good when you take a trip, when you go on a cruise or went to Disney or whatever. It's because you've been managing it well. You don't have to go in the car and feeling shame after, because you work for it. You're doing good stuff with it. Okay. So today we're going to talk about 3 things. What is a slow crawl? Because this is part, I think I hint about it in 1 and 2. It's the slow crawl. Growth is tricky out there. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
And, and who invented the slow crawl? This girl over here.
All right.
And why learning this is so important. Guys, I'm so excited to bring this part to you guys. I'll tell you why. The slow crawl was something that irritated me to no end, self included, right? And I think not only business owners, but just being us wanting to get things happen like yesterday, the slow crawl is hard. And when I started naming this thing the slow crawl, it just lessened me feeling anxious about getting it done.
Yes, I could imagine.
And I still reach where I'm going. I still get things done, and I just watched several businesses that I had, how the slow crawl has helped. I didn't call it that then. I call it different things, but I do like the name. And so what's the slow crawl? It's knowing that whatever it is you set out to do, once you consistently stay with it, you're going to get it done. You don't have to hurry up anymore. I'm going to tell you, you don't have to hurry up. You don't have to think that the world is moving faster now so you can't catch up. Your speed is the speed you need. That's it.
I like that.
Your speed is the speed you need. And here is why. If you go faster than the speed you need, you're going to make so much more mistakes. You're going to fall way behind because you're going to always think that you're not doing enough. You talk about the shiny syndrome. That is part of it. Not going according to your body, mind, and soul speed. And let me explain why this is important. If you're a single parent, you got a different bunch of things that you're looking at. If you're a married person, you got a whole different set of things that you're looking at. If you're single, you're in a different lane. So when you see somebody and you don't know their status, you can't running and say, I want to be and do what they're doing, because you don't know what's happening inside. And some people are single with sick parents. And some people are single in university, college. And some people is happy in their own jobs. And the things you see they do or show you online is just this side thing that it's like maybe a hobby or something. So they're not hungry for the money like you, that this is all you need. They're not starving. When you hurried up and you're starving, you make a lot of wrong moves. And it's not wrong for me or Terry. It's just wrong for you at the time you're making moves. So when you're in the slow crawl, that's why the tortoise and the hare, that story. People talk about it all the time. Because when you're slowly moving ahead, if I say to you, you need 30 days to investigate what you want to do, set up a plan on how you're going to do it. Write about it. Go look a bunch of videos about it. Do some research on Google on it. And then come back to me and tell me where you see yourself and where you want to be. You
Hmm.
hear this whole laundry list, you say, Karen, you want me to do a lot of things. I don't think I need 30 days to do it. But you do, because the week that you want to do it in, you're not going to get enough data. You're not going to learn enough stuff. There's not enough stuff to come back and talk about. I mean, you might feel you have it, but there's not enough because everything needs time. There's a snow crawl coming. So today I was writing the manual for my business, but you needed to take time to accumulate those information to write it.
Hmm. Yes.
So it's going to take time. Slow crawl, boring work, non-sexy things, but you need to do them because you're going to be solid. You need to investigate. You need to go to talk to people. When a friend and I opened our daycare, the plan was to run it lean and mean because I was in charge of the whole management section of the daycare. And she was the child psychologist, and I was the daycare management, all the other names put together thing because I did them well. And the plan was to go to the playground, talk to parents, supermarkets. We had a list of how we're going to market. And the biggest one, we live in apartments at a time. We were going to go every Sunday and we're going to take two apartments each and do it. And I would run up those apartment stairs. I stopped taking the elevator. It did two things to me: keep me in shape, and I would knock on each door. I would fly. That's how I started. Knock on each door, tell them what we're doing, have a little spiel. And what it taught me is a lot of things. I was the first building, made no sense. And after talking to like, I don't know, 50 or 60 people and realized the building had a lot of kids, and they would say, a few of those people said to me, you want to get to 81 or 72. That's where the kids live. I would
Mm-hmm.
hit on those doors. And when
Yes.
we had those conversations, I wouldn't realize which building housed more kids.
Ah.
Literally, there's some old lady said to me, oh, the kids are on the fifth and seventh floor. Those old ladies know everything.
Well, they're home all day.
Right?
They see
Don't,
people coming and going.
don't knock on the 17th floor. Nobody's going up there with their kids. It's too high. And then this
Mm.
old lady told me so much information one day that I stood there. We ended up talking. She offered me a soda and she said, oh, come in and get a piece of bread. But they got good information.
Yes, they do.
Terry, I left her place, and the next Sunday I was on fire. She knew what three buildings had in store, and I
Okay.
was light up like fire. We opened our daycare, filled with a waiting list.
Yes.
Okay, because I took the time,
Mm.
the slow crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
business will be much better if you open it 3 months down the road versus the day the idea spark in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you write it down. You write it down. I'm opening the world's best pastry shop in February, March, April 30th. And then you work backwards to open the best pastry shop. Maybe it's a whole year. I don't know.
Mm.
But I'm just giving reference here. I love pastries. You need a whole week to bake and have people taste it and see if it's tasting good and give out samples. This is going to save you a lot when you start to bake or hire a baker. Plus, you're
Mhm.
going to know if you want to bake or you want to transfer your recipe to a baker. This is the other part you
Mm.
get to decide. So you can bring in a few people and say, I want to teach you this recipe. And if you see they're having a hard time, scrap it or rearrange it so that it's easy for the brain. And
Mm.
don't be upset that it should be your way because everybody learned differently. All those things you're going to learn within 30, 60 days. You see why you need 90 days for this pastry shop now? Even if it's
Mm.
an at-home pastry shop, you need time for it. I
Uh,
promise you that slow crawl is going to help you open the best pastry shop because you've had the time. Don't be afraid to talk to people. You never know who's close to you. I talked to a girl the other day. She told me, Karen, I only live 2 streets away from you. I
uh-huh.
wouldn't have known that if I didn't went into the DMs and have this conversation with her. We're
Mm.
gonna meet when the weather get better because I said to her, I'm not meeting you in the cold. I'm sorry. Snow was on the ground. I'm doing enough of that otherwise. She's like, yeah. When it warm up, we're gonna get some coffee and we're gonna chit chat.
Oh my goodness.
I meet people.
That's funny because I can imagine. Canada? No, I'm not trying.
I had a friend told me she was coming to Canada in October. I said, I think you should rethink the month. And she says, oh no, Karen, I just want to come see you. And then she sent me a message. She goes, oh, I'm going to see you in the summer.
Maybe not, right?
She checked the weather and she said,
Yeah.
it's cold. I'm like, yes, it is cold. Very cold.
And all of this is part of part three. Do your research.
Do your research. Do your research. Do your research. Plus the monies, if you had $100, you'd spend it better. I know
Hmm.
more, but you would spend it better in 3 months than you would spend it in 1 week.
Hmm.
Because you don't have to spend any money in research. You've been paying for the internet anyway. And if you don't have it, go to the library. You got the time. You're putting in the time. And if you say I don't have the time, I can find you time also. You
Uh-huh.
can find the time. Get the time. Decide. This also allow you to find the time. Where am I losing time? Where can I gain
Yeah.
back some time? I spend X amount of time, hours a day doing this and that. Could I watch an hour TV instead of two? Could I not watch a movie and a show for an hour versus a movie for 2 hours? And could I watch a movie once a week instead of twice a week? Like all
Mhm.
these things, you can sit down and have this conversation with yourself. I'm sure you went to doctor's office, business place, and you see boards up. You can just get a paper and put a couple of them and write out everything and then put it up. Walk away, take a picture, see where you're going, come back, be the CEO looking after everything. By the way, you should be a CEO of yourself way before you own a business. So you understand to working on you versus in you. So that's another thing. And you lay it out and you have these conversations. I believe that I can make a pair of pants and I don't know how to make pants in 2 days. Stop it. It's going to probably take you a month. To fit a good pants,
I
it
was
takes
going
a
to say to
while.
do a good job. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you're gonna make a pants and the crotch is gonna be too tight, right? And then it's gonna be too long. And then the waist is not gonna sit right. And then you're gonna stretch out the waistband. I'm telling you this because I taught sewing for 4 years. So I can tell you
Mhm.
all the things that are gonna happen with the pants. The dart is gonna be in the wrong place. The pants is gonna twist to the side every time you walk away because the front is not matching the back well. These are
Mhm.
all the things. So give yourself, if you thought it was gonna take you a week, give yourself 4 weeks. You're gonna
Mhm.
be good. You're going to make a good pounds. So same goes for this stuff, the slow crawl. You're managing money and it's not managed well. Give yourself the time to manage it well. By your sixth paycheck, you should be okay in understanding how you manage your money. By the end of
Mhm.
the year, you're really good at it. Okay.
Okay.
If you put in the time, the slow crawl, you'll be really good at it. If you have a business and everybody says, well, I don't pay myself. No, if you have a different means, it's fine. But if your business is where you're going to pay you got to be planning. I need to be paid in the next 90 days. And I need to be paid the smallest amount of money so I can have enough money in my business. So
Mhm.
if the smallest, if you really want to be paid $3,600 a month, let's say just for argument's sake, but you can live off of 25, you can squeeze and live off of 2,000. Here's why. You're going to put more money back in the business. You're going to do more in the business. And eventually you can give yourself a raise within 6 months because you have managed the money well. So
Mhm.
even though 3,600 is the ideal, but you can somehow squeeze to the 25 and you can push it even further. You are betting on yourself to manage well. This forces you, it's called the force function, some people call it that. It forces you to be better at what you do, better at managing money, self, time, and all these different things that is going to allow you to live better. So now when you give yourself a raise to $2,500,
Mhm.
you're gonna feel really good. That 500 probably can go into the travel pile for vacation, and you're not saying I
Okay.
can't take a vacation. Like there's a pile. And when you get to the 3,600, maybe you'll have the 500 as a travel pile, but the rest goes in some kind of really great investment that you can learn and understand and grow from. And so
Mhm.
everything about your business, and guys, when your business is small, this is the best time to do the kind of things I'm talking about. So that when you get into the millions, you understand money. This is why when you start your kids young and you give them $10 a week, which is
Okay.
$40 a month, guys, or you give them, $20 a week, which is $80 a month, guys. You could sit down and say to them, I'm giving you $20 a week, but it's really $80 a month that you're receiving from mommy and daddy.
Mhm.
$80 a week is a good change for you right now. Because you're not taking, and by the way, guys, you're not taking out their lunch money if you give them lunch money from this. No, 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 no. Don't do that to the kids. Don't go take away from them. You
Mhm.
want to learn, you want them to manage it well. If you take away from people, they can't manage well. You can manage well. So pay attention to that. But by the way, I just said 2000, but if 2000 don't run your household, then you know what run your household. And you know what's the bare bones.
Mhm.
You need to know bare bones to give raises to yourself, to grow you, and to keep managing you. Somebody who cannot manage a little cannot manage a lot.
Yes,
So
that's
if you get
correct.
3,600 and you're not used to getting it and the household don't need it, you're going to go stupid. Human, just human. Nothing, you're not bad, you're just human. You're going to go stupid. Because things going to come at you. They're going to ask you to give to them a new course, a new shoes, a new hat. If you like earrings like me, a new lipstick, all kind of nonsense come your way when money is around. The gremlins have to come get it.
Mhm.
They come in
Mhm.
and get it. My daughter called me the other day. She says, Mom, there's foundation on sale. Do you want a foundation? It's on sale. It was 60 something dollars. I'm like, my foundation is not 60 something dollars. They lie to you in the store. You trying to pass the lie on to me. I ain't buying. She goes, Mom, why you like this? I'm like, okay, have a good day, hon.
Mhm. But mom ain't broke.
She came home. You were right. You were right. I'm like, I know it was. I'm not paying $65 for the foundation that I use. I know it's not $65.
Mhm.
But the gremlins will come,
Yes.
take your money. So the slow crawl allows you to pay attention, see what's going on, understand what you need to do, the works you don't want to do, the work you're fighting yourself not to do, the work you wish you can hand off to somebody.
Mhm.
Every time somebody complain about a VA, I'm like, because you don't know your own business, this is why the VA is not doing a good job for you. If you knew your own business, you would hand off proper work to the VA so he or she can actually do it.
Well, well, yeah. You can't have an intelligent conversation with your virtual assistant, A, if you've never done the work, because you don't know what it takes, how long it takes, what are some of the possible pitfalls that you want them to avoid, the time suckers, which runs your bill up for their services. No.
And the last question was, why is this, learning this is so important? I was in a group and this guy keeps saying, I just want to open a cleaning company and I want everything to be automated. I don't want to have to do anything. I don't want to have to think about it. I don't even want to talk to the customers. I love this big man. There's a big man. There's a couple of them, but a big man in the group. He just cracks me up. He says, "So why are you opening a company? Go to sleep. Just go to sleep."
Go to sleep.
He had us cracking up. He said, "Just go to sleep, child. Just go to sleep."
Because you don't want to work.
Yeah. The
I,
VA
I
is
think
not a
there's a
magic worker.
misconception that
Mhm.
if you run a business, you don't have to work the business.
Yeah, yeah. That,
And
that's
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 not true.
that's what people believe. You have to run the business. Every time I see somebody on YouTube get interviewed, how they did well. I was watching this guy. He's a blue collar, and the guy was like, "I'm sure people, want to know how you make money. He just got a regular job." He goes, "I had a regular job. I run a company," and he says all the things that people don't want to do for their employees, I decide I am going to do. This is why I have long-standing employees.
Mhm.
The minimum person that works for him is 8 years.
Wow. You know, you save a lot of money when you don't have turnover.
This is how he put it, Terry, and I loved it. This is how he put it. He says, every time you employ a new set of people, you're starting over your business. And he's not lying.
Mhm. Because you got to train from scratch. You got to give them time to grow into the job. Find out, are they a good employer? Is they a good fit? All of that on your dime.
All of that on your dime. He says, When I hire people, I let them do what they're good at. I know what
I
they were
like it.
hired for. I tell them how I like my company to be run. I let them come to me with ideas. He said, this lady's been here with me for 36 years. And when she said to me, we're doing this, this, and that, but it makes no sense. Here's how it's going to be better. He said, you know what I did? I listened to her.
Because they're doing the work.
She's doing, that's what she said. He said, she's doing the work. She knows better than I do.
Hmm.
He goes, when the girl at the front, she's been here 8 years. And when on her second year, she says, let's call him Joseph, when the calls come in, the script you give me is just stupid. He said, that's how she said it to him. The script is stupid. This is what I've been telling them. He
Hmm.
says he gets about 89 to 95% of the business that comes in because she wrote her own script.
Because it flows off her tongue naturally.
And he said that's why she's here 8 years. And she trains anybody who comes in because it's a business who now has a lot of different sales rep. And
Mhm.
she trained each and every one of them. And she told them they cannot be trained in 2 days or a week like somebody had come in and tell. No, she says, I need to train them in the first 3 weeks. They need to do on their own. And then she said, I want to train them for 3 months straight. If
Mhm.
that's not allowed, I am not training them.
Mhm.
And he said, it has worked like butter. He said, did it cost me a dime? It did. But the beauty is, everybody on the floor does their job well. And if they don't, they go to the trainer and say to the trainer, I don't understand. I can do. How can I do? And the trainer could explain because the trainer had taken the time to train them. And the
Mhm.
trainer know the personality and the trainer know where they fall and their weaknesses and they can help.
Okay.
The
I
slow
like it.
crawl. The slow crawl. 3 months scare people. When he said, I got to train somebody for 3 months. It's not all 3 months in training. It's
Mhm.
time in training, time by themselves. When people come to work in my cleaning company, it's 3 weeks of training. But you're training with somebody. The first week is just me. When I was small, just me. You come in and you watch a bunch of videos, you write a bunch of tests, and I'm really watching to see how irritated you get with the videos because it's annoying. Some of them is repeating themselves, but I'm looking to see what you're doing. Really, this is why you're in here. It has nothing to do with the nonsense that you seen anything, but they don't know that. And
Mhm.
so the people who goes through the whole thing and say, "Do I come back tomorrow?" Those people get hired.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then they go out and they work with me at the time or the manager they work with, and she get back and she says, I don't think we need them for another day. The
Okay.
attitude, the behavior, and what have you, versus the person who I had a girl who told me, she says, I do not like to clean. And she just turned out to be the best employee because she was in need of money, but beside that, she was willing to learn. She
Okay.
stayed with me for 15 years because
Oh,
she just was good at it over time. She trained people good. She'd say to them, even if you don't like to clean, do a good job and don't complain.
there you go. Attitude.
Attitude is on top of my thing. You have to have the best attitude to work for me. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know to clean. I'll train you, but you need to have the best attitude. And
And
I'll
you have to be teachable.
Mm-hmm. I'll hire you. And so the most important, why we need to learn these things because it become that foundational thing, that cornerstone in our businesses and our growth. When you understand how to manage $100, $10, you can manage millions of dollars and it doesn't phase you. When you hear a high number, every single one of us just lets me tell you right now, you panic when you hear a billion because you never had a billion. Your
Mhm.
brain don't know what to do with it. You don't have to be scared. It just is. You never had $100,000, you freak out your whole
Mhm.
that's just how it happens. You're human. But after then, you grow into the idea and you're good. When you start
Okay.
understanding these things, your growth is phenomenal. You grow. You grow. You say you want to make $10,000 a month, it becomes, nothing. You make 100,000, you're like, I made $100,000, and you're good with it. You don't feel
Mhm.
you need to go blow it. You don't need to buy a plane. No, you just made $100,000. Like most of it is revenue. It's not even all your money. You've got
Mhm.
expenses. If you're making 100,000, you got some kind of team working along with you. By the way, when people say I want to make $100,000, I always ask them, do you know what it takes from you to make $100,000? Just let me explain right now. It's not only making the money; it's gonna take something from you. Are
You're
you
gonna
paying?
have to sacrifice something, time,
Mm-hmm.
effort.
Mm-hmm. And
Mhm.
if you're not, sacrificing time and the effort, then you're paying somebody else to do that. So all the
Mm,
100,000 don't come to you.
mm. Yeah. Okay. I see.
So when you understand the slow crawl, you understand that you're leading yourself up to all the great things you want to do. You learn so many skills along the way. You're feeling good about yourself. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's okay. Just pay attention to the lesson that you learn along the way. Going
Mm,
back to our daycare before I finish up, I'm going to run this off. We had people line up. We had people in the daycare, and we had two people who had a hard time paying us. And instead of us getting all upset, well, my friend wanted to at the time. I'm like, we're not going to get upset. We have a meeting with them. I call her. I said, your son is not going to be coming back to daycare because you can't afford our daycare. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. And I'm not being any disrespect to you, but this is where you are right now. You have to find another place for him to come because we cannot keep you because we have other kids waiting to be at the daycare. And this is a business.
mm-hmm.
And that statement got her so riled up that she says, I can't take him anywhere else. He really enjoyed there. We didn't realize at the time he was autistic. He got tested. And he ended up staying with us for another 6 months because
Mm,
her eldest daughter paid, her son paid, and then she found money and paid because he was doing well there. And she wanted him to stay until he get a facility to be in that really catered to his needs. I had a little teaching about this stuff, so I was able to be really generous with my time with him. But I said to her, yes, you need to have a communication happening here. If the monies can be in the first, you got to tell us 7 days in advance, not the day before or the day after.
okay.
And the daughter totally took over the expense of paying for the daycare. She says once he get into the place for him, she's going to carry it right through because she can see her brother thriving, being in our daycare. She can
Mm.
see the stuff happening
Progress. Yeah.
with him. And so you never know what happens. I mean, you got to talk to people. You don't have to be rude, but you have to be stern in your business because you have to know where you're at. And again, if you're not knowing these things, how could you address it properly? You look at the money, like we're not making enough money, but you don't know where the leak is. You didn't look at the check that came in because those days were checked. You didn't look that it bounced in your business account. You didn't notice that you had it bounced 2 months, so you got not only $45 but now $90 of money pending.
Mm,
You become fraudulent to the bank, so you committing fraud because this is happening in your account. These are
mhm.
important things that you got to know. Part of managing your money,
Wow.
and I'll end there.
Well, oh my gosh.
I thought you guys were fired up for this one. I'm always
Yeah.
fired up.
So, so let's review, Coach.
Yes. Money management growth is all about the slow crawl. The slower you are, the more you gain, you grow. I promise you, you grow. It just feels like you're not growing, but you grow. You're doing better than 80% of the people out there. No matter how much millions they tell you that they're making, they're probably losing just as much. But if you do the slow crawl,
uh,
you'll make your money. And I invented the slow crawl.
I love it. And it makes sense. You're correct because we hear about people going bankrupt all the time.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
and some people believe you have to go bankrupt before you can make real money.
And true. True.
No, no.
And true. And true. And this is all important because of all the lessons you're going to learn along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're taking your time, you make less mistakes. You're not because you're cautious, you're just understanding where you're going. You understand that today I was tired. I always tell my clients, if you're feeling tired today, unless it's a job you got to go to, even then, you must be able to say to yourself, I'm going to take the day off and don't try to push it. And when I had a job, I always is respectful and I talk to my supervisor. I say, girl, I can't make it today. I'm going to take a day off and relax. And if they say to me, it's going to come out of your salary, I said, okay. Be okay with it. Be okay with
Mm-hmm.
it. I've never had any said that to me though. No, let me not lie. I had one said that to me, and then she turned back and said, "You know what, Karen, I'm not going to do that because I go to work and I actually work. I show up
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes before my time. I do the work I went to do, and I do it efficiently. So I never had to lose pay. I never had any supervisor who was annoyed that I didn't come to work. I never take sick time just to prowl the road. No, I really is considerate of the job I have when I had them and the people who were the people over me because they're people too. And I proud of myself with that. I'll just give my kudos to that.
So what I'm hearing today is This whole thing of attitude keeps creeping in, doesn't it? And relationships.
Hmm.
Part two, you were talking about, establishing relationships with people because
Hmm.
they are potential clients, potential
Yes.
customers, potential
Yes.
referral source,
Hmm. Yes.
information sources.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, your attitude will affect your altitude, people. You heard it from
Woo! We know that's right.
You heard it from Coach Karen, all the way from Profits End Daily. You can find her here on Biz Chicks on a regular basis. Remember, you have to keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. You might as well tune in and find out how to do that from a money mindset expert, which is our friend and colleague, Miss Caren Fern from Toronto, Canada.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Hey, come on over and get some wisdom. If you're looking to book an appointment with Coach Karen, you can do so at this link right here. Go ahead, we'll put it in the comments also so that you can find her. Let me copy that real quick, Coach, and put it in the comments. Okay. All right. And then the other thing is if you're looking to book a course,
Hmm.
with Coach Karen. She has a wonderful course on how to put together your vision board.
Hmm.
You need to plan. If you're not
Yes.
planning to plan, you're planning to fail.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get real clear about that. Okay, so we want to recommend that you get in touch with Coach Karen, book an appointment, and find out where's your money. Where's it going? Where's it at now? And where's it going? Right? Because we don't want it flying out the window.
Mm-mm.
All right. So with that, we want to remind you that Biz Chicks is looking and for you to join our community. And to do so, you can simply text Biz to
Mhm.
33777, or you can join us over at bizchicks.net on our website. We'd love to have you be
Mm.
a part of our community so we can share with others what it is you do and how you serve.
Yes.
So remember, guys, it's okay to make money in your business.
Yes.
So if you need help, remember we're here to help take the hassle
Out of the
out of
hustle.
your hustle. Right? All right. Thank you again, Coach, for all you do.
You're
And
welcome.
we just want to say to everybody, we'll see you soon on the
Hmm.
Internet Machine, right?
Yes.
All right. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.